Welcome back. Last match of the day here, 2016 National Collegiate Paintball Association Championships. I'm Matty Marshall alongside paintball legend, former world champion, Kevin Catfish Arcilla. So Catfish, welcome back up into the commentator booth. It's been quite the interesting day so far. I know you were on hand to check out that last matchup.
Yes,
right now, Central Florida is taking on Yukon. What do you think of this game?
Well, I mean, Yukon's been playing steady. I mean, they got to, one step away from the dance. Now we just got to see, was UCF?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Black Knights are correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They've been playing good, I mean, this is their home field, home field advantage, so we'll see how
definitely
that
the
goes
Florida
down.
teams. It's always nice to kind of only drive from your home, sleep in your own bed, have your buddies show up to help out.
That's actually an advantage to me, you know what I mean? That's an advantage. You get a good night's sleep,
Yeah, so here we go on the breakout. Looks like Yukon losing a body, trying to get out here towards the snake side, shading towards the center. They have Miner up in the center of the field, though. He's trying to shut down that D side of the field. UCF looks like a good break for them. And I didn't see them drop a body. 5 players left alive for them.
Actually, UCF player came off. Yeah, one player came off. He's walking up right now. We got number 12, Daughtry, I believe it is. Could be mistaken. But it looks like we got double Yukon players at the wall now. Then Miner trying to shut down the snake, trying to keep that Black Knight player from getting in there.
So we've seen as the afternoon's competition has played itself out, slower points because these top teams out here very evenly matched, and haven't seen them make as many mistakes as we saw yesterday when we saw the whole field out here. And right now, Miner had a boy up there. They were doubling up in that center 50, and looks like a minor penalty going to be assessed. And Miner's going to come off, and here comes the attack from UCF, and they launch. There's Whitney. Whitney's going to grab the flag. Whitney was definitely one of the better players from UCF yesterday. We saw here, at least on the main field, the webcast field, and he's going to hang the first point up here. So a good solid first point, about a minute and a half long. And that minor penalty will come off the board here for Yukon. And it looks like the point is good.
Looks
so
like a
UCF, first strike here.
Coming out strong, getting that home field advantage.
Yeah, so, again, it definitely is very nice to have, all your family come out, your friends come out, and we can see there's the minor penalty. And here comes the run through. Didn't even need to get up there and shoot him because he was about to be pulled on that penalty. And
still took a couple to the back on that.
Yeah, and I couldn't see, actually, I don't know if Miner got the penalty and he was the last guy left alive, then they're going to have to start with 4 because there was no body to pull. But I think he actually got pulled on the penalty. And there's Dempsey. So
no, yeah.
Dempsey has some problems with his loader right now. Uh-oh, might need to go change his gun out. You got a minute left, Dempsey. Go grab another gun.
Quit messing with it. There's been a lot of gun problems lately in a lot of these
Well, they're
teams.
like race cars, man. That's just part of the deal.
Race car in red, sir. Yeah, race car in red.
So, looks like Dempsey's gonna grab a gun. And getting ready to roll here, about 30 seconds. There's Siverling, Stingle, Ciofari for Yukon. They won their first game to even get to this match. Yukon defeating Navy to move on into this bracket. See if they could get another W here.
Try to get to the dance.
But down by 1. So UCF still, I think UCF called a timeout. Having some gun issues here.
It's kind of an early timeout to call, man.
Well, I mean, you get them for a reason, so if you're going to burn a timeout and you need it, might as well do it. Unfortunately for them, though, if you have to, and he's still having problems with his gun. Evans, yeah, the issue is you don't, like Catfish, like you said, it's early to call a timeout.
Yeah.
Why? Because you want to keep that timeout for if you're down a couple points, you want to slow the momentum of another team, or, talk over some last-minute game plans when things are more important. Right now, they're burning this timeout after the first point because they're having gun problems. I mean, this is why you have, you show up early, you get your stuff ready to go, so you don't have this issue.
Yeah.
So as these guys try to get their gear ready and working, we're going to take a quick break, hear from some of our sponsors. We'll be right back.
To play well at a tournament, you have to make a lot of good decisions. But making the right decisions doesn't start the day of the tournament. It starts every single time you step on the practice field and practice until you can't practice anymore. And only when you feel like you've given your preparation everything you've got, you can trust yourself to make the right decisions on the field. And then you get the chance to win. And that's why we choose GI Sports.
Welcome back. UCF got that first point against Yukon. They had to take their timeout because they were having gun problems, but during that timeout, one of the players went onto the field without a barrel sock on. They were warned multiple times before that, so they got a minor, and they're actually going to start with a body in the box going into this second point.
Unexcusable. You're up a point. You're in a crucial game. It's do or die time. You don't. A bunch of guns weren't working.
Mental mistakes, bro.
Well, hey, let's see. Can't let that affect you on the field. We'll see if it does. But UCF now starting down a body. We'll see if Yukon can take this power play and do something with it. Okay. No one dies off the break for either team. And it looks like player for Yukon going to get run down the center. He's going to trade out.
Oh, taking one back with him. Looks like we got a ninth player trying to get into the snake, but Yukon beats him into the snake. We got Tuluk. Yeah, Tuluk. Looks like we got a knight in there with him. But Yukon has 50 Dorito over there shooting at the snake side, trying to keep him at bay.
Yeah, so the Cyberlink coming off early here for Florida Knights. Just 3 bodies left alive for them. They're going to get that body back here pretty soon. But they're pushing up in the snake nicely into D2. And that's Zach Daughtry, one of the stars for this team. You know, we've seen Daughtry be very consistent, and he's in a good field position. See if they're able to get the body out. They are. So now 4 bodies still alive here. We'll see if Daughtry can continue his onslaught as we saw yesterday. Daughtry now up to the 50-yard line. Tuluk in the snake for Yukon. Tuluk just focusing towards that center. Looks like Tuluk might have got a kill across field.
Yeah, he did.
Daughtry trying to pinch out D3. D3 forced to get back and play low off that. Now he's going to try to get an angle on Daughtry. Daughtry's going to back up off that spot and get a better position there. Try to hide from that lane. And then he throws another lane back. So this crossfield gunfight here locked in. Daughtry can't go to sleep on Tuluk though.
Daughtry, no one's watching him.
Yeah, no one's watching, and Daughtry gets that kill cross field as Yukon launching. Yeah. Yukon though, there's no one left alive. It's just Daughtry over here for the Knights. This might be Yukon's point to try to tie it up, but I think we might have a one-on-one.
Yeah, it is one-on-one. Oh, he caught him.
Oh, but Daughtry gets caught, so nice Tuluk.
No, sir. Stay off my highway.
Daughtry getting Tlucked up right there. Nice work by Tuluk in a one-on-one. Bodies that drop for both teams. It was one of those points where you look up and you're seeing a move be made on the D side. A couple bodies drop, and all of a sudden it's a one-on-one. Kind of tough to figure out. You're even in a one-on-one sometimes during that moment. But the college veteran here, Daughtry, getting shot by Tuluk. So nice job here. Going to tie it up. So there's Daughtry. Daughtry comes over and kind of gets caught in that lane right there. Couldn't quite get back in before Tuluk got that shot on him.
Tlucked up, like you said.
Yeah, so let's watch it from the other angle here. And there's Tuluk not giving up that lane. He sees Daughtry try to come, and like Daughtry wanted to run the highway there, that inside part of the snake, but Tuluk wins the battle to tie it up for his team. 1-1 is the score. 6:32 to go after a series of relatively long points.
Oh man, both coaches on that side, so I mean, each one had someone whispering in their ear. Unfortunately, one just got caught trying to make a move. He like double thought the move too. I mean, maybe if he would have went all the way over, they might have traded out. I would like to think they would have traded out.
Well, it's tough if you're in Daughtry's situation. You know, I mean, he saw that move be made down the D side. He followed that guy all the way to his team's backfield before he got the shot on him. Yeah. And then he immediately comes around and he's looking, trying to figure out what's going on right now. What's the body count? So, and then he realized, okay, I think we're in a one-on-one. He could hear his teammates screaming. Everyone was screaming one-on-one. Tuluk was already locked in at that point. He was focused on Daughtry. Daughtry had to then refocus back on who was in front of him, which was Tuluk. He thought, okay, I'm going to try to run this highway real quick, or at least come to that side. He even almost fully committed, and he got one leg over on the inside part of that snake before he had to come back, and that's when Tuluk caught him.
Yeah.
So Daughtry here going to have to step it up a little bit. Though, I mean, yeah, he did get shot in that one-on-one. It did come down to a one-on-one. The rest of his team going to have to tighten up a little bit here. But great job by Yukon.
Yeah.
Able to tie it up here.
Both teams not giving too much, man. Not giving anything at all.
And Yukon playing the aggressor. Couldn't see who it was that made the move on that D side of the field, but it's good to see Yukon not breaking here early and letting the Knights run up on with a bunch of points. And we're heading into this next point here. Both teams 5 alive.
We got here going for Florida coming into the snake here. Getting some backup. One Florida player coming out the D side over there.
So now Dempsey getting in the snake, number 9 for UCF. UCF loses a body though, so 4 players left alive for them. Didn't see any bodies drop for Yukon, so 5 players alive for them. You can see on your screen the back line here. Not a lot of progression up the field for Yukon, but they were able to get a kill.
Yeah, Tuluk looking to make a move here into the snake here, hopefully.
A little bit better.
Dropping another player for Florida's side.
Yeah, Florida having some problems with survivability in this point. Dempsey in good field position, so better field position for the Knights over here on the snake side. But
it's almost like they're getting chopped up on that D side. Tuluk making a move into the snake, trying to meet Dempsey here. Dempsey trying to get a cross-field shot.
Well, I think he's going to get one. He does, but he's going to get run down by Tuluk, who continues to play very well here. Yeah, very well for Yukon.
Ooh.
Ooh, we almost got shot up here in the booth. Had to head check off that one.
Yeah.
Hey, you still got a catfish. Yeah. I saw you head check away from that.
Woo.
Yeah, so Tuluk is doing business here in the snake. A couple more confirmed kills for Tuluk, and Yukon now 2 unanswered for them. Going to take a 1-point lead as Stingle going to do the dance and get checked over. A little pirouette as before he hangs that flag. He's waiting for a second. I mean, he just got checked by his buddy. He should just hang it up.
He's doing the sneaky sneak. That's what I like to call the sneak down.
And then he hangs it up.
Gobble a little time off the clock.
Why though? I don't know why people keep doing that. Just hang it up. It's we're later in the game when that's a tactical advantage. I understand doing it, but right now
2-1. Yeah.
Burn an extra 5 seconds off the clock. So there is Daughtry, one of the stars for the Knights.
Playing with a chain around his
I'll
neck.
tell you what, I talked to Daughtry this morning. He almost cut his big toe off at work just after last year's Nationals. And so you can see on the replay, there's Tuluk. So Tuluk launches on the attack, gets the shot, and then stays alive. Runs down Dempsey. Dempsey shaking his head. And there's Tuluk finishing this point off here. Gets that kill right there, wraps around. I think Tuluk might have got a 3-pack on that one. So like I was saying though, Dempsey, he showed me pictures. It was gruesome. So he was at work. He works in a fabrication shop while he's not going to school or playing paintball. And he got 9,000-pound, this big, huge vehicle ran over his foot, and it almost severed his big toe. He showed me the picture. It was, like I said, it was gruesome. So
was it like a cartoon where the toe's all flat?
I mean, it looked like the front part of his toe was mashed to bits.
Ooh.
You could see the bone, and so yeah, so he went to the hospital. Had to wait for 4 hours before they saw him, and then they repaired it, put a rod in it, and they fused the bone on the front part, and so here he is, less than a year later,
in the championships,
playing, trying to get his team into Sunday's competition. So, hats off to the toughness, Zach Daughtry.
We just call him the foot.
Zach the Foot Daughtry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it was interesting because when he told me that. And he showed me his toe, and it's healed up, so it doesn't look too bad anymore. But it's definitely different from the other toe. But I was like, you haven't lost a step. I mean, he still looks as fast as he did last year.
Maybe even faster. It could be almost a bionic toe.
So here we go. On the breakout, looks like 5 bodies alive for both teams, though heavy in the pocket for Yukon, and they get stuck back there. Body drops early for Yukon, just 4 bodies left alive for them.
Looks like Florida's evenly spread out. They're losing a guy on the Dorito side, now making a move into the snake.
UCF losing a body, though.
Using another body as well.
Yeah, they lose 2 off that D side, but they're on the attack as Daughtry got to the 50-yard line, but Daughtry gets shot out too. So now 3 bodies, just 2 alive for the Knights. 3 walking off early.
And Tuluk into the snake where he's been known to do some damage. Oh, and shoots the guy out in his leg.
Well, we talk consistently about threats, right? Yeah. If you want to win games, you need a threat. You need a threat on the D side, you need a threat in the center, you need a threat in the snake side. If you're not getting 2 of those 3 working consistently out there every game that you're playing, you're not going to win tournaments.
No.
And right now, Tuluk is definitely the threat for Yukon here in the snake.
Coming in and taking care of business as he slid into that snake, shooting the last 2 players there.
Wow, so I just heard Yukon as they came off to put that third point on the board. First thing that couldn't see that was, but as soon as he walked in, ripped his goggles off and screamed at the rest of his boys, "We are not going home, not today." So Yukon, the intensity very visible here in their pits.
Taking a 3-1 lead here over the UCF Knights.
So about 1:30 to go before the start of this next one. There is the pit for Yukon. You can see they're getting some water on their necks, and calm, focused intensity right now for Yukon, up 3-1. But it's been over here, Tluck just getting it done on the snake side of the field for Yukon, and it just doesn't seem like the Knights can get their offense rolling.
Well, they're going to need to do something about Tluck in order to start getting their offense moving, because, I mean, they got to stop their threat, and then it's like a counterpunch, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You got to take out their threat, and you got to insert yourself, you know? You got to get your threat going. But unfortunately, Daughtry is having a bit of a struggle here on the snake side, you know, getting shot out, and Tluck's just raining terror in there right now.
Yeah, look at Tluck on your screen, just dicing people up over in their snake side. I mean, his kill count right now, just through these first 4 points, got to be hovering around 8 or 9. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more of this Yukon-UCF matchup. Stick with us. And we are back here, just 10 seconds to go before the start of this next point. See if the Knights can get some sort of aggression going, as they've been stopped here by Yukon with their aggressive attack. Yukon on the breakout here. Yukon heavy in the pocket again, though.
Yeah,
heavy guns trying to Catfish shoot those bodies running out wide, and they're able to do it. Daughtry is getting stopped over here as he gets shot trying to get to his spot, and they lose another body. Catfish?
Yeah, they lost 3. The Knights lost 3 on that exchange right there, which is not a good exchange for them. 3 for 1 change. Looks like we're getting is this Dempsey coming into the snake here now for the Knights?
That is not Dempsey.
Can't see his number 8. Evans?
That is Evans. Brandon Evans here in the snake for FAU. Maybe he can save this point. 2:43 to go. And Yukon with the lead and the body advantage. Look for them to, see, that's a bad move right there. Yukon has the lead. They have the body advantage. There's no reason to go running down the field like that. Who was that, Stingle? Yeah, Stingle running to his death up the center.
Looks like we got Tluck here and Evans getting into it in the snake. Trying to insert their dominance on each other here. Oh, Tluck trying to get that crossfield shot on that God bunker, which he, smoked out. Thank you, sir.
So look for Evans to get run down here shortly as soon as Tluck figures out there's just one body left alive in front of him. Or if, he's screaming snake only.
Oh God, sloppy play. Tluck decides to just take it down himself here. Did they concede that point?
Yeah, I think they did. I'm pretty sure that point was conceded by the Knights. I don't know why Yukon would concede that point.
Yeah.
Because there was still a body left alive on that D side of the field for Yukon. He's kind of looking over, making triple sure that they didn't concede that point.
Yeah, that was a sloppy exchange right there. 2 bodies just thrown into the mix for no reason like that.
Yeah, when you're up points and you're up bodies, not a lot of time left. There's no reason to rush it. No. You don't have to take a huge 3-bunker jump up into that center 50. You don't have to try to run the guy down all the way from the D side of the field. So as you can see, there's Tluck on your screen, roping his gun towards that stand-up temple in the back corner bunker, and he got that shot. So Tluck's feasting out there, man. Just having a kill festival.
I'll just do it myself, sir.
Yeah, and Tluck runs down and trades out with the body and the snake. So that's another, at least 2 confirmed kills for Tluck in that last point. Got to be hovering around 10 at this point here, and we're not even into the second half yet. He's the damage guy for Yukon right now.
Yeah, they gotta put 2 guns on that guy at the break.
Well, and Daughtry needs to step it up for the Knights.
Yeah.
If I'm Daughtry in there, I'm like, hey, man, get me out there. I'm going to spin again on this snake side. I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to shut Tluck down. Also, I'm going to tell my back guys, hey, please put some paint on this guy. You know, where's Tluck going? I'm going to ask my coaches, where is he going off the break? Let's put some paint there right away and see if we can shoot that guy off the break, because he's the one doing the damage on right now. Yeah, and it's just, I mean, after initially going up here, the Knights did not look bad, obviously, to start this game out. They put the first point on the board, and then it's just been 4 unanswered points by Yukon.
Yeah, that's going to put a big hole in your cells right there. Let's see if they can overcome this and just regroup here. See if how many guns they put on snake side. You know, if you know Tluck's coming snake side, you got to put at least 2 guns this way. I'd be shocked if they didn't put 2 guns this way.
We'll see. So here we go on the breakout. Heavy guns. And looks like Yukon running up into that center. Looks like he might have taken a bouncer. It was Minor. And another body dropping for UCF off the break. And looks like Tluck this time getting shot out, trying to get to the 50. And the ref's going to go in there and check out Minor as well and see if he's hit. And I don't think so. I think he's clean. I think he took a pretty fat bouncer, but he's still alive. So with Minor up there in the center, he's calling a shot on Daughtry. Daughtry shaking his head. He knows it's just not feeling it right now. Daughtry just getting eaten up on this snake side. He really's got to step it up here in the second half. Still 1 minute and 22 seconds to go here in this first half. And you can see Minor on your screen, tall enough to work that whole bunker. Yeah. Just barely.
Just barely.
Has to get on his tippy toes in order to shoot through those cracks. And there's LeMontagne, one of the LeMontagne brothers. There's 2 of them on this team, David and Garrett for Central Florida.
Still got one of the Yukon players back here diving into the snake to eating up into snake 50.
Stingle now backing up here in the snake, and he gets taken out. So 2 early deaths.
That was a big bite, though. He took a big bite. He should have definitely jumped into snake 1.
Well, that was Stingle. Well,
oh, here comes the rundown, too. Oh, didn't make it, sir.
Didn't get to him. I like the effort, though, as we're in the closing seconds here. But it looks like if Yukon can close this point out here, they should be able to get this one.
God.
Oh, but Whitney's like, nope, that's not happening.
No.
Whitney. Yeah, Whitney coming over here, past the 50-yard line on the snake side. All the guns are turned to him. And this would be huge. If Whitney can get this point right now, I don't know if he can do it. There's just not a lot of time left. 19 seconds. See if he can get that kill. He's going to have enough time if he can get the kill. Running out of time, though. 12 seconds. And he does. Go for that flag, Whitney. Whitney jumps over. I don't think he's going to have enough time. 7, 5. He might be. Turn on the afterburners. Let's see if he get that dive. Dives it in. He gets it in time.
Oh, man.
Woo, 100% effort right there from Whitney. That's Michael Whitney. Dives in heroically, winning that point here for the Knights at the close of the first half. Almost took out the flag station, and he's gassed. Breathing hard for air. And the point is good. He's going to roll over on his back here. The ref's going to help him up. Yeah, congratulations, man. Nice way to end the second half.
Oh, penalty. No, it was.
Did he get a penalty?
I think he threw a flag.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there was a flag
Did they throw a penalty on Whitney right now?
There was a flag thrown in the air.
My God.
I don't know exactly what it was for.
I hope it's not on Whitney.
There's no celebrating in the end zone, sir.
Yeah, you are not allowed to celebrate out here.
Let's play.
So let's check this out. Turns on all the afterburners he's got, pumping. I think he might have hurt himself. Did you see him pull up there for a second?
Looked like
he started to gimp there at the end. As he dove in, he was able to get it. He actually had an extra second. I don't know. Maybe Lauren can find out for us if he's injured or not. But well, let's check in with Lauren. I think she's down with Zach Daughtry here in the pits with UCF.
Yeah, I am here with Zach Daughtry. Zach, you guys did get that last point before we took a break before the second half, but you started out strong. You got the first point on the board, then Yukon got those 4 consecutive points. What is it that you guys need to change up in order to execute in this second half to make sure you can move on to Sunday?
I think living off the break. I know for me personally, I've been having a tough time living off the break. Tried running God off the top, got shot. Slid into the cake, got shot. I really think if we live off the break and just live behind our guns, we can win. Like, I know we have good players. I believe in my boys, and I think we can pull off the victory.
All right, going into that first point in the second half, they are going to have one body in the box because they were cussing on the field. A tough minor there for you guys. But stay tuned for the second half coming up after the commercials.
The R2 has taken Dye's proven rotor platform, known for years for delivering high-level professional performance, to a new height in paintball loader technology. The R2 gives you the freedom to switch between low and high capacity, allowing for a choice between a 200 and 260 ball capacity at any time, without the need for tools or additional shells. The R2 Reload Alert gives you a progressive alert as you deplete your paint reserve. The Reload Alert system signals you when the R2 is low on paint, and it's time to reload. The patented rotor carousel provides consistently high feed rates, which far exceeds pro requirements, and a re-engineered feed system yields improved feeding reliability. With the active power conservation, the R2 monitors power needs and continuously optimizes the power supply. This active conservation of power makes the loader extremely efficient and provides excellent battery life. The R2 alerts you with a red indicator light when the batteries have reached levels low enough to possibly impede performance. The R2 can be effortlessly broken down for true toolless cleaning and maintenance. The collapsing floor tray gives you the maximum ball capacity while ensuring reliable feeding down to the last ball. And with the highest feed rate on the market, the rotor is certain to keep up with any marker. The R2 benefits from the new rapid release safeguard system. This system allows you to change between a lid and a quick feed at a moment's notice, depending on your playing needs and weather conditions. The R2 loading system, proven technology with new added and upgraded functional features, bringing smart, elegant loader engineering to the game, designed with the player in mind.
We are back here, about to start the second half. I'm about to lose my mind up here. Apparently, just as we heard the call from Lauren down in the pits, the penalty was called. You see Whitney, incredibly happy, holding his team within 2. What a heroic effort by him. And he cusses in celebration. Now, I understand, okay, I get that that's on the books. I hate that penalty. I cannot believe, how's that ref gonna sleep tonight? I mean, that drives me crazy. 100% effort from Whitney out there, and he gets penalized because in celebration may have thrown, you know, a little bit of a cuss word out there. Cannot believe that. Drives me crazy.
Potty mouth, Max. Potty mouth.
I hate that rule. I can't wait till that rule is stricken from the rule books. Drives me insane. So let's see if the paintball gods shine upon the Knights right now, and it looks like as these teams switch sides, and look at this, penalty on Yukon. There we go. Paintball gods giving it right back.
We give it, a major penalty. There's a yellow and red flag being thrown back there.
So now the Knights trying to fight here.
I don't think there's anyone left besides the guys in the deadlock on the penalty.
Yeah, so it looks like Central Florida here going to be putting a point on the board to pull within 1.
I wonder if it was something with Tuluco here because he was
Yeah, and there still is, so there's still a body for the Knights in the box. It's not on our scoreboard, but there is still a penalty. So minor penalties stay on the board if you win the point. But regardless, we got ourselves a 1-point game right now. Nice work there. Here's the Knights, and you know, getting a big gift obviously with that penalty. Was it a major or minor? Did you see Catfish?
There was one of each. I saw yellow go up, and then I saw red go up.
Yeah, and also with a little bit of that chaos here, wanted to say this before we went to the second half. Longtime cameraman that we had here in the NCPA, Paul Midge Risos, unfortunately passed away tragically. So our thoughts here, everyone, myself, Catfish, and our entire production crew, and everyone here, our thoughts go out to his family. You know, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that you guys never get to see. You know, in order to bring you guys this show, a lot of hardworking guys putting in countless hours out here through the elements over the years, and Risos was one of those guys. Did a great job for us for years, and again, unfortunately, passed away tragically. So again, our thoughts go out to him. So Catfish here. right now 1-point game. The momentum definitely shifting towards the Knights. Yukon, they got to dial it back up.
Yeah, definitely got to dial it back up. It looks like they're trying to put a little bit more pressure on Luck and the Snake side, looking like a lot of G's are coming out of Snake side, or at least try to stop Yukon from dominating the Snake side like they've been doing. And as you can see right now, Yukon players looking over the Snake side right now, just looking down, trying to pick up some lanes, trying to see what's going on exactly and what they should do next.
What they need to do is get Luck running back over here. So let's check in again with Lauren Kelly down in the pits, maybe get some info on the penalties.
Yeah, there was a minor and a major for Yukon during that last point. The major was on number 89. He had a shot on the leg and was playing on, so he'll be in the box for this point.
So, yeah, I mean, like I said, the paintball gods giveth, and the paintball gods taketh away.
Yeah.
So right now, Yukon going to be
wall
starting with 4.
And the wall comes off.
Oh, and the wall comes down. So the wind's been picking up here. And it happened right at the outset of the scene. The refs finally see it, and they're going to run in there and pull that bunker down. But until that bunker gets fixed, you have to play it as it lies.
Yeah.
And so the refs then jump on that. They're going to stake that back down. But again, the winds have definitely been an issue here. And it looks like on the run-through, got a couple and not any body. It doesn't look like there's any bodies left here for Yukon, so that's going to be another quick one, trying to preserve all the time in that major penalty. And there, Whitney again. Is it me or is Whitney limping a little bit when he starts getting at full speed?
Yeah, he's, I don't know.
I mean, he's out there competing, obviously,
Yeah.
so he's not injured, but he might be hurt a little
he
bit.
might be hurt, definitely. He does look like he's a little gimpy. Let's see him walk right here.
Yeah, no, it looks like he's okay when he's walking, but when he starts to get to full speed,
Maybe
but
it's
regardless,
like a gallop
hey, what
he's doing.
It's like a gallop. That's his stride.
Yeah.
But you know, hey, look, Whitney, the rest of the boys from the Knights right now, tying this game up at 4. 8 minutes and 38 seconds left to go in this match, fighting to play Florida Atlantic University. So right now, how it's going to shake down tomorrow. First game will be here 10 a.m. Eastern time, and it's FAU versus the winner of this match, which obviously yet to be determined here. And then at 11 o'clock, it's going to be semifinal number 2, Liberty taking on Texas A&M. Texas A&M definitely the favorite in that match, but Liberty, you know, they definitely fought hard against Purdue, defeated them to get into the semifinals. So some great paintball. And then the final coming at you, 1 o'clock, as it will be the winner of those semifinal matchups. So 3 awesome matchups coming at you tomorrow. I love Sunday here at NCPA tournaments.
No, definitely, it's going to be fun. Look at those refs working hard to repair that wall right there.
So yeah, I mean, we've been spared most of the rain. I mean, there's been a little bit of rain this weekend, but not much. But definitely, it's been gusting winds all day today. And as we're closing out the day, it's, you know, the wind picking up just a little bit. So there's Cyberling getting ready to roll here for the Knights. Here on the replay, on the breakout. So check out the center wall bunker, and the wind hits it. It picks up the stakes, but it's right on the breakout. There's nothing you can do. You got to, again, play it as it lies. You can't stop and be like, hey, the center bunker fell down. Nope, you got to get up in there and just work with it. See the referees jumping in there frantically trying to pull it down, and he just launches. There. But it worked. He got a couple bodies, and that was a big move. That allowed allowed the Knights to get out on the D side of the field.
Definitely did some damage. Maybe taking a little bit of advantage on that, because when it rolled down, it looked like it got shorter, and he was able to shoot that blue can.
What it did was it gave him a really good glimpse downfield.
Yeah.
And he was able to see all those lanes, and then as soon as he saw it, man, went right for it, and it worked out for him. So we're going to be right back. This game tied up. Stick with us. Getting right back into the second half, tied up at 4, 8:36 to go. Who's going to win this game? Catfish, your prediction?
I At the beginning, I thought it was going to be Yukon, honestly. Not going to lie to you. But the Knights would just find their way back, scrapping their way back. So now it's up in the air, man.
I did too. Daughtry was getting shut down over here, and Daughtry's one of their stars for the Knights. But, it's been the plays up the center and those off-the-break shots that have really started to pay dividends for the Knights. Obviously, penalty. Yeah. That's huge too. But, hey, we've seen teams squander opportunities before. So the Knights, realizing what's in front of them, and still 57 seconds left on that major for Yukon. So the Knights still on a power play here to see if they can run up some points. On the breakout, real heavy guns for the Knights. They don't really go anywhere. Everyone's out in the open. And let's see if that pays off for them. And it looks like, 5 bodies alive, but they get a kill. And I don't think they killed anybody, though, Catfish.
No, not at all. Looks like one Knight's walking off right now, but we've got all Yukon players still alive, it looks like.
Yeah, it's Evans coming off early here for the Knights. That evens up the body count. Minor is up, and now a red flag on the Knights. And that sends Daughtry into the box. And I think that penalty was on Cyberlang.
Yeah.
Number 7 for the Knights. So Tluck back here in the snake for Yukon. We got Minor up in the center. Minor they're trying to count bodies right now. They saw that penalty. They're trying to count bodies, figure out who's left and where they are.
Tluck and the snake being checked clean, trying to shoot that blue stand-up and back. God Tower, keeping them in, looking to make a bump. There you go. Now checking off, looking into the Dorito side. Oh, coming inside. Oh, catches him. Looks like there's one left. Tluck gonna pick that one up too, I think.
Yeah, so trying to fight through their own major penalty now. 6 total penalties in this matchup here. And Ciofari runs out of bounds. Ciofari just put his foot right out of bounds. I mean, it wasn't, he went decently out of bounds too. It wasn't just like a tip of his foot.
Yeah.
It's pretty much half his body went out of bounds, and he was still shooting his gun. Looks like that's going to be a minor. Doesn't matter. Well, it does matter. It's going to stay on because they win the point. But it doesn't matter for this particular point. They still are going to win this point, and they're going to take the lead. But those are those little mistakes.
Fundamentals, man.
Well, Ciofari does not realize he ran out of bounds.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. You can't see the line now.
Yeah, you can see the line. I mean, maybe we were down there and it's right next to it, but that's one of those things that you have to. It's like body knowledge when you're in your bunker. Yeah. What part of when my body's hanging out? You have to be conscious of that line. I mean, it's a good 8 feet off of the closest tip of the snake bunker. So it's not like it's right next to those bunkers. You can see it on your screen right now. You see that big white line on the right-hand side? That's the out of bounds. It's not really close. So Ciofari went out real wide. I understand why he was doing that to get a better angle, and then he came off. He got pulled on that penalty, and he started checking himself. Like, where am I hit? I don't see a hit on myself. Yeah, you weren't hit.
You mean that cricket line that we're looking at right now?
Yeah, it is a little crooked, but it's there. You can see it.
Oh, man.
It's not like a strike zone. Like it's this imaginary thing where it's not defined.
Yeah.
It's subjective. No, it's objective. It's there. It's on the ground. So let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
The refs are now saying that number 7 for UCF is going to get a gross major for ditching a pod when he got hit. They are contesting that. He says he didn't throw the pod, of course, but it seems like they're sticking with that call.
That is another call that I cannot stand. How is that a gross major penalty? Oh, God, we saw that in Europe last week. We were in Barcelona, and there was 2 major penalties assessed on this. It's called a pod wiping penalty. And my point is this. Can you please explain logically to me how that is a wiping penalty? You can see flipping out. I'd be flipping out, too. I understand. I get that it's a penalty. Let's see if we can see it right here. Does he get hit? Yep, gets hit and drops it. So, I mean, is that deserving of a 10-minute gross major? I can get called a penalty. I understand it. Yes, let's call the penalty on that. Absolutely. Worth a penalty. Is it worth paintball prison? It's not like he went blazing down the field and got caught wiping.
That was not paintball prison. That's paintball Alcatraz right now. He's staying next to Todd underneath us. Man, looks like Yukon the back bunkers trying to stay alive here. Like we got a Knight coming up to the wall, looking for some shots here.
So now Daughtry getting into the snake here for the Knights, and both these teams are just a penalty festival out there. I think that might be 4 apiece. I know we have to check that out. But yeah, there's penalties back and forth all over the place. But yeah, so it looks like the penalty, or I'm sorry, the point is going to go to the Knights, but still 9 seconds on their penalty. That will tie it up, though, at 5 apiece, as long as the hang is clean. Who knows what's, I mean, it's Whitney again.
Yeah.
So nice work by Whitney, playing very consistent here. 6 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in this penalty-ridden match here as these teams are fighting for the right to take on FAU in the semifinal tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Both teams living in the gray zone right now.
They're fully camped out
Yeah.
in the gray zone. So, and you can see there on the replay, Whitney grabbing the flag, Daughtry right beside him there in the snake. Daughtry just kind of chilling, hands on his hips, knows they're about to win that point. And
Scalp.
there's, I think that's that last kill.
He's still shooting after he gets scalped.
Please tell me that's a major.
No, nope.
Okay, can we run that back? Let's run this back. Let's see this guy get hit and continue to shoot. How is that not a penalty? But a guy gets shot in his pod and drops it and goes to paintball prison. So let's run this back. All right, so. And
Right
boom,
there,
gets
boom.
shot right there.
Scalped.
Feels it, gets scalped, continues to shoot his gun. I think he got shot twice. So that's not a major, but a guy gets hit in a pod and drops it, and that's a 10-minute gross major. Drives me bonkers, man. I hate seeing that stuff. So we're seeing some craziness out here. Seeing some craziness out here, and if you just tuned into this match, you're going to want to run it back, watch it from the beginning. It's got a little interesting out here. And thank you guys so much for joining us. Apologize for the technical difficulties. You know, you're trying as hard as we can over here to keep the stream up. But yeah, this has been a very entertaining match,
Yeah.
and it's still anyone's game with a little bit of time left.
Well, it's anyone's game because they're just throwing flags everywhere. So, I mean, you never know.
Yeah, so here we go. Gonna get back into this. Is it going to be Yukon or is UCF? Are they gonna take this game? All tied up at 5. Still some time to go. 6 minutes and 18 seconds. Knights still fighting through a penalty. Yukon back at full strength.
Oh, man. Looks like we got a Knight up to the wall now. Looks like he's shot and he's still shooting, and yeah, they're not gonna do anything about it. Looks like a Yukon player coming up to the wall as well.
Oh, looks like
red
another
flag.
major.
Yes, sir.
And that's going to be, again, on the Knights. That pulls out Daughtry, who is going to be sent to the box to do some time. And now here comes Yukon. Breath of fresh air for them. They have no penalties. Yukon's still fighting through 2 majors. That might do it, to be honest. That might do it. Because there goes Siofari.
What was that flag on? Like,
Oh, and
literally.
another major.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, this is getting ridiculous. Stingle gets sent to the
He's
box.
running.
I'm
He's
not sure
running.
who that penalty. Another minor.
No.
Oh my goodness.
It's a flag party,
Sweet
people.
baby Jesus, save us from the paintball penalty plague that is beset
Oh,
upon.
man.
We are at 10 penalties right now.
I'm going to send Todd around to go take all those flags away from those refs right now.
Wow, this is getting crazy out here.
Yeah.
Highly entertaining, I do have to admit, though.
Man, it may not be raining water, but it's raining flags
Yeah,
up in here.
yes, raining red flags.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, wow. I mean, I'm trying to surmise this for you here.
Yeah.
If you guys are watching at home, everything went down so fast. I'm not even sure who has what penalties on the board right now. The Knights are still working through 2 majors.
Yeah.
Yukon gets a major themselves, so they will be starting with 4. I think the Knights are going to be starting with 3. Then there was another minor and another major. Not sure. Yeah, let's look at this replay. Maybe we can figure this out here. So there's Daughtry. He's about to get pulled on a penalty. So there's still a player. Yeah, so here comes the ref. Pulls Daughtry on a penalty. I don't think. Yeah, so Daughtry got pulled, so he didn't get the penalty. And then here comes, let's see. This is Yukon trying to close the point out. And then they're going to get a major. I think that was Stingle. And then the ref, yeah, so that's Stingle. So first sure Stingle got that penalty because the ref, when the ref goes in and pulls the guy and then goes and pulls another guy, the first guy he pulled gets the penalty.
Yeah. You got me one of these now. I'm about to throw a flag on. I'm about to throw a flag on the ref right now.
We have a guest appearance of the nemesis of all the players right now. They're out there that are playing this game. The notorious red flag. Don't even want to touch it, man. Get the
Ladies
thing
and
away from me.
gentlemen, it's not raining out here, but this has been raining.
I don't even play competitive paintball anymore,
Yeah.
but I don't even want to look at that thing.
This is raining.
Keep it
It's
away.
just been, it's
Cactus,
this loves
keep it away
to
from
be
me.
in the air.
Keep it away.
And people are just throwing it. I don't know why. It's in celebration or,
Oh, my
this is
good
definitely kryptonite for a lot of the teams here.
So setting a record out here for this event, this Yukon UCF quarterfinal matchup that we're watching right now. And there is the Zebra Convention as they are trying to talk through this madness, try to figure out exactly how this next point. I think we have 2 separate conventions going on out there for these referees.
It's two different clicks going down. Okay, so Next person that looks at you funny, we're gonna throw a yellow flag.
So there, that,
Okay, see?
that was meeting 1. Now we're in meeting 2.
They're going through the meeting. They're thinking, okay, so check this out. If their shoes are too bright, you throw the red flag. Okay? Bright shoes are not allowed on the field.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm being a little hard on the refs right now because I can't stand those ticky-tack penalties. But I don't know. We got I just wish those penalties didn't exist on the books. And we've, this is I think my 8th year doing this. I'm not sure how many. If you gotta go back and count them up, but I have not seen it be this crazy in a long time. So, and I just came from the Millennium Series where the refs are notoriously strict.
They don't even speak English out there, man.
Oh, they do. They just don't want to tell you they speak English. But, so right now, as it stands, it's still a close match, obviously. 6-5 is the score. Yukon up by 1. I think the Knights are fighting through 2 majors. I think the refs are figuring this out there. And Yukon still has a major on the board. I don't see anyone. So the Knights have their 5 bodies out.
Yeah.
How many of the guys are going to be in the box remains to be seen. Yukon, they haven't put 5 bodies out right now.
Well, what's the max you can have in there? 2, right? Because you can't have 3 players. You can only have 2 players.
I think you can have 3 players. Depends on when it goes down. So
it's been going down since the beginning of this one.
There's Evans. Oh yeah, it's been going down. So there's Evans talking to his guys. And yeah, the refs are, looks like one of the meetings is finished. And now it looks like both of them are finished. So as soon as we get the info, we will give you guys the info because we are just as confused as you guys at home right now as to how many bodies should be in that penalty box. It's also interesting because this is a throwback. When you're watching this paintball here at the NCPA Championships, this is a throwback not only to the original format, or close to the original format of X-Ball when it was first unveiled in 2003, in the sense that you have 2 separate halves, 10-minute halves, but also there's still a penalty box here. And in the professional divisions in Europe and here in the States with the NXL and the Millennium Series, there is no more penalty box. It's just 2-for-1s and 1-for-1s. So, and it's keeping the penalty box is definitely it does make it pretty interesting. Though one of the reasons that the pro leagues and that in Europe and in the States both went away from the penalty box is kind of simplifies things a little bit, and also, it was always kind of that thing where it's like, so you can go out and play on, get a penalty, go into the box, and then come back and still play, even though the guys that you killed are dead, and they're dead for good in that point. So logically, I remember Davey Williamson, old pro, you and I used to play with back in the day. He would always just rage against that. I don't understand why we have this. This doesn't make any sense. But very entertaining to watch. So we still don't know exactly what's going on out there as the refs are still talking this over here. So we're on a ref technical timeout right now. Catfish, I'd ask you what you think, but honestly, all that happened so fast that I don't even, as the refs have now spent 5 good minutes talking about it, there's no way that you're going to be able to figure out what's going on.
I'm about to throw my flag. Where's my flag?
Yeah, what happened to red flag? No, don't bring it back out. Don't bring it back out.
This bad boy out
We've seen enough of those things already. So as the refs are figuring this out, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back. So we are still seeing what's going to happen here as the refs are figuring it out. But let's talk about tomorrow's schedule. The first semifinal matchup coming at you here on the main field at 10 a.m. Eastern time. It will be FAU playing the winner of this matchup, which is we don't know. We have no idea. That remains to be seen. Who's going to win this match. A very close match with some time left here in the second half. And then semifinal number 2 is going to be going down 11 a.m. Eastern time. It's going to be Liberty taking on Texas A&M. Texas A&M is definitely the big favorite here. They've only lost 3 points in all of their matches so far this weekend.
Oh,
and they have a couple players from the AC Dallas camp, and they also have Cam McCarty, who used to play pro paintball with Houston VCK, a now defunct team, and the leaders of that team went over to the AC Dallas camp out of Texas. So It definitely makes sense that with the stacked roster that they have, that they're the favorite here.
Yeah.
So make no mistake about it. So let's check in with Lauren. Maybe she can help clarify some of this.
Yeah, it's definitely been very complicated down here with the refs figuring out all of those flags, but it's sounding like UCF is only going to have that one major that they had Daughtry go to the box for. They will be starting 4 bodies down, but they'll only have 5 seconds remaining on that major. There was a gross major on a Yukon player. I believe it was Stingle. He's getting a gross major for malicious intent. Obviously, Yukon is contesting that right now, but the call at this moment is that Yukon will be starting a body down as well. So we'll see 4-on-4 off of the break in this one.
So Lauren, did they say who it was that was being assessed the malicious intent gross major?
Yes, it was number 17, Stingle.
Yeah.
Was the player that they're saying got a major for malicious intent.
I think that's Stingle's second or I think that's his second major. That might even be his third major. I'm not sure.
They're the inmates right there.
Yeah, so
Paintball jail inmates.
so doing some time together. Right there, Cyberling and Stingle.
Yeah, Todd.
And there's Todd just shaking his head in the background.
Todd's like the warden, making sure they're okay over there.
Todd talking to the coach from Temple.
Oh, wow, they can't stand next to each other either? Look at that. Wow, sir.
Stingle.
Inmates, you're in cell block C, and you, sir, are in cell block D. To your respective corners.
Yeah, so not, again, locked in paintball prison, not allowed to associate with their teams during that 10 minutes of game time. And there's only 5 minutes and 14 seconds left to go here in the closing minutes of this matchup. Yukon and the Knights. We'll see, you know, so with the Knights down by 1, looks like they get their body back in 5 seconds. And that will be it. They'll be back at full strength. Yukon still has 1 minute and 47 seconds left on their penalty.
Oh man, it's still kind of mucked up here, and Zebra Convention still going on.
So yeah, I just got a little bit more info. Apparently, Stingle shot a player with a malicious intent in the back of the head. Yeah, I mean, this was one of those dirty plays. I don't know. Again, being pretty hard on the referees here. I come from a little bit more rough and rugged, old school mentality of paintball. We didn't have these rules back in the day, and it was just a little bit more, I feel, the tougher element of the sport, which to me is what paintball is about. So I'm sure people are going to send me messages later on being like, oh, you know, what about the children, Maddie? What about the children?
But Maddie, you're so mean.
I don't know. The way I look at it is this. If you're playing high-level competitive paintball, yes, we need to, safety is very important. So, and I didn't see it. So if Stingle dropped a guy, shoot him in the back of the head, and it was definitely assessed by the referee as a dangerous situation, malicious intent, should rightfully get that penalty. That to me is what gross majors are for. So if he did do that, then yes, rightfully so, give him a gross major, okay? Or wiping a giant hit in a crucial point. That's what gross majors are for. A penalty before where, you know, we watched the guy get shot on the pod and he dropped it real quick. I do not agree with that. You cannot logically argue to me why that is a justifiable 10-minute major penalty.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense. I do not know why that rule exists.
You know where I stand on the shooting aspect of the whole thing.
We grew up together in SoCal. I know exactly what you're thinking right now. I feel you, bro.
I'd be in the clink right here next to the warden.
Yeah.
Martinez.
Yeah. Again, so you know but to me, if you are playing high-level competitive paintball, this is Class A. Same sort of thing when you're playing in the pros.
Yeah.
You know, when we see these penalties in the professional levels, it's the best players in the world. These are the best college paintball players in the United States.
Yeah.
I feel that, you know, the rules need to be refined to let the emotion live a little bit more and let these guys play the game. The game should be dictated by the players out there, and it's not like they're walking up and punch. No one got punched in the face out here. You know, no one's unconscious. No one's being carted off the field. You know, so no one got their goggles ripped off and shot in the face. So I mean, that's the type of stuff that you should be getting kicked out for, getting major penalties. Let's check in again with Lauren.
Yeah, the refs were still on that timeout. We're rolling now, but they were on that timeout because they were questioning the 5 seconds the UCF player had still remaining in the box. They upped that to 1 minute and 5 seconds because they think they were incorrect about that call initially. Also, that minor flag that you guys saw get thrown during all that craziness was nuked. Apparently, it was a mistake call, and so there will be no penalties for that minor flag that you saw fly.
All right, well, let's get this game rolling here. Looks like the time is going, so just 20 seconds before the start of the next point. Knights 1 point away, and that does change things from what we were just talking about earlier with that extra minute on their penalty, a little bit more equal, not quite to the minute and 47 that Yukon is going to be serving. Yukon with 4 bodies, the Knights with 4 bodies, not as crazy as we thought it was going to be. I thought we'd see a little bit less as far as live players here at the start of this point, but 4 on 4, we'll see who prevails here in this point.
Looks like we got a Knight player coming up to the little tombstone behind the center wall. Looks like Yukon players are stacked in the back bunkers, losing 1 out of the back Dorito. And like both teams are just coming out conservative, waiting for these penalties to come off the board. Not really doing too much.
Yeah, so it looks like Tluck making a move over here on the snake side, and Daughtry's going to match his move. They're going to get locked into gunfight. Tluck puts Daughtry in. Daughtry switches his gun towards that D side, and here comes the move being made by Tluck in the top portion of your screen now. Dead center on your screen. Tluck getting in the snake. Looks like he dumped a pod out. Right, yeah. Daughtry also gets into the snake for the Knights.
Everyone dying around the last 2 Yukon players. We got Miner behind Tluck. We're trying to stay alive here. Oh, Tluck shooting out the wall here. Look like Daughtry trying to make a move. Both players for Yukon looking inside. If Daughtry wants to go, he should go now, and then he goes back into the inside here. We got a couple of players here. We got someone on the. Here's a look at how the Knights are stacked up here. We got a Yukon player came out of the prison.
Yeah, that's like county though.
Yeah,
that's not even real prison.
Juvie.
You know? Yeah. So he's able to get out, and Yukon's going to get their body out here. Which way is he going to go? He's probably going to go towards the D side, or just actually probably right out to the center bunker. There's 2 bodies already on the D side here for Yukon. Daughtry beats Tluck though into the red zone in the snake. You can kind of see him there in the top right-hand portion of your screen as he is shooting towards the player in that blue bunker. And then you can see on the D side, yeah, a better field position here for the Knights on that D side and also on the snake side. So putting the pinch on Tluck right now. There's Tluck on your screen in snake 1. Got a guy right behind him. Everybody's out of the box, but the advantage after all that craziness is going to go to the Knights, and they need it. They're down by 1, less than 3 minutes to go.
Oh, man. Lots of time coming off the clock here. These guys are just trying to hang on there. Looks like the Knights. Look at we got Daughtry thinking of making a move.
Ooh, Tluck might have got bounced, but he's still alive. And there's Daughtry on your screen. You can see there's that stand-up temple in the back, the blue bunker. He's trying to get a shot. He's got a really good angle on Daughtry, and that's who they've been gunfighting with each other here. So Daughtry just biding his time, seeing if he can make a move up. He does have a player behind him here, but time ticking off this clock though.
See what the Knights have up their sleeve here. Maybe a little Dorito move, and here we go to the W. Oh wow, that's a bit of ground taken up there.
Yeah, it's Evans.
Evans moving from the back Dorito all the way to the wall. Starts putting some pressure on the blue stand-up, and blue stand-up's gone now.
Yeah, so that enables Daughtry to get to the 50-yard line. Nobody's picked him up yet. Nobody really has a shot on Daughtry from there, and here comes Evans past the 50-yard line. He's pinching out Tluck. He gets the shot off. Nice job by Evans, and that's going to allow Daughtry to come around.
Miner's gone.
And Miner also gets shot, and he was able to get a shot on Daughtry, but still 3 bodies left alive here for the Knights as they will tie this game up. Woo, what a close game here.
Yes, it is.
For the minute, we got ourselves a beautiful game.
Nail biter.
Close out the day. Yeah, a minute and 31 seconds left to go. Evans hanging that flag up. Nice work by Evans in the center. And again, also nice work by Daughtry in the snake for the Knights to help tie this game up. And looks like Whitney was in on that one as well. There's Evans. Came up there in the center and really kind of helped the Knights propel themselves forward to tie this game up 6.
Definitely a big move from him going from that back Dorito up to the wall. Helped put pressure on the God bunker, which got him eliminated. Then he wrapped and just proceeded to start picking his shots.
Yeah, so again, thank you guys so much for joining us here. There is, if you go to NCPA Paintball.com, you're watching some free webcast action here. Please, if you can afford it, there's a donate button there. College Paintball is a nonprofit organization and trying to do the best that they can to bring you high-level competitive college paintball all around the United States. So if you can, please help us out. Go donate some money because nothing operates without capital.
Yeah.
So that's just the reality and the facts of the world that we live in. So we thank you guys so much for your support. So right now, Catfish, I don't know who you got in this one. As we're watching this replay here.
As we're watching this replay, I don't know, man.
Give it to you. What's in your head right now? Who you got?
Yukon.
Yukon.
I'm going with Yukon. I mean, they lost that point, but there was a couple things that just went wrong for them there.
For the sake of argument, I'm going to take the Knights.
Oh, man,
I think they got the
Set me
momentum.
up like that.
I think they got the momentum. They just came off that last one as a pretty solid point from them. They kind of shut Yukon down. And if you look at this, look how great this game's been. 4 ties, a lead change, and it's been close the entire time. There's only been a 1 point that separated these teams the entire match through, and also about a baker's dozen of penalties as well, too.
13?
I'm not quite sure. I think we're into double digits for sure. Stop counting after that. After all the flags we saw in that last one. It's another pair of minors, I think. I don't know, is it Daughtry? Who was that? I think it was the guy, I think it might have been Evans running out here, but Daughtry's doing the time. So it looks like my pick might have been the bad one. It was Daughtry that got it. So one of the stars of the Knights here, their snake player, drawing a penalty in these crucial closing seconds of this match.
And Tuluk's about to Tuluk somebody up right here. Watch. This is where my money's gonna. This is where my.
Well, there's still 3 bodies left alive for the Knights, and we have less than a minute to go. So we could see our first overtime point on this main field here in this event.
Man. The wall player getting eliminated for the Knights.
Yeah,
Looks like Tuluk is going to start to get to work right here.
Well, that's
eliminating the Dorito player from the snake side. Tuluk is
Dempsey takes the walk. Montaigne takes the walk, and now just 1 player left alive, and they're going to have enough time. Catfish, I think you got the pick.
Back massages for free.
So Yukon is going to, smartly, the Knights concede the point, and now they have 25 seconds to tie it up.
Bam.
It's not over yet. And a minor.
Flags.
Fresh set of minors.
I want to throw my flag right now. So bad.
Don't throw it.
So bad.
Not sure what that minor was on. It probably was some sort of pit penalty. Maybe somebody came out early before the end of that one.
Someone might have coughed wrong and got a penalty. I'm going to go with that. That too.
Yeah, but regardless, there's 25 seconds left, and the Knights lost that point. So if they got a minor, that minor's going to come off. But let's see what that last minor was for. Lauren, what do you got for us?
That last minor was caused by Silverling, who is, as you say, in paintball jail. He was coaching from the sidelines over here, so they threw that minor, and that's really going to cost it there for the Knights.
You cannot talk to your players while you're in paintball jail. Well, it's just been a comedy of errors out here, really.
Well,
really can't even see it. It's been a great game. It's been very entertaining. This is definitely the most entertaining game we've seen. Yeah. Obviously, one of the closer games. There's Daughtry on your screen, and the ref comes in and pulls him out. Pulls Daughtry.
Oh.
And then here is the closing moments on that D side of the field. As you can see, things were winding down for the Knights there.
Well, I hate to say it, but Silverling just helped me out. And
Look at this, though. So at least they're spread out evenly.
Yeah. 5
penalties for UCF, 5 for Yukon. I feel like we've seen more than that, but a couple of those penalties got retracted and changed, and so.
Well, I think the reason we've seen more than that because we see like 5 flags fly up for each one of the penalties.
True.
It seems like 30 penalties are up in the air.
Yeah, because if 2 refs see the same penalty, they're both going to throw the flag. So right now, here we go. Can the Knights, in 22 seconds, close this one out quick? They're going to need a good break. They don't get it. They lose 1 here as Evans comes off, and then they're going to double dose up in that center wall. Bodies dropping off for Yukon, though. There's a chance. There is absolutely a chance. There's only a few bodies left for Yukon.
There's 2 bodies left.
And here comes the push. Daughtry on the run through. He gets 1, and I think they're going to have enough time to do it.
Oh, my God.
2, 1. He's going to have to dive. I think he gets it.
Oh
my good Lord. And I think we got ourselves a tie game to go into overtime.
Are you kidding me right now?
So maybe I wasn't wrong, Catfish.
Oh, my God.
The refs are going to sort it out.
Zebra convention.
I'm pretty sure I saw him dive that one in before we heard the horn. The refs are going to have to confirm it, but
ultimately it's up to the Zebras, Matt. And we know how that goes.
So the refs are going to talk it out. I mean, just for drama's sake, I would love to see an overtime.
Yeah.
Because it's really tough to get a stalemate in overtime, but if we get a stalemate, pretty sure it goes to shootouts.
Does he go to shootouts? Oh, it's good.
Right. And the hang is
Oh,
good.
man.
Let's get a look at this replay though. Yeah, so we got an audio and visual replay here. If we could run this back here and check it out. What an amazing move. You see the move? I think that was, I don't know if that was Daughtry. Look at this.
Man,
Yeah, he obviously got it in time. The refs called it clean. So what a great job there by the Knights to tie this game up. And we are going to an overtime period.
Is it like in hockey where it's just one-on-ones? That'd be great.
No, it doesn't go straight. It doesn't go straight to one-on-ones. It goes to a full set here first, and then it goes to one-on-ones shootout. Second with Lauren.
Down here in the pits are really, really heated about that. Those last few seconds, they swear that he did not make it before the horn went off, but of course the refs are calling it, and it is going into overtime. During this little break, Yukon was saying it's just coming down to who wants to get this win and move on to Sundays the most, so we'll see if they can get it.
Yeah, he got it. He definitely got it.
That's because that's your racehorse.
No, I think he got it. If he didn't
Racehorse.
get it, I'd say he didn't get it. But we saw him dive in, and then the horn blew. Yeah, let's get one more look at it.
See if we can get that horn.
Yeah, see if we get the horn in here. And there was it was a beautiful dive. I couldn't hear the horn though on the replay. And you see Yukon, the player there trying to sell it. He didn't get it. I would have been doing the same thing. I would have been like, absolutely not. There's no way he got it. But we are heading to an overtime period here. So in the most dramatic match that we have seen, with Sunday implications, the winner of this game will play FAU tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So as we reset here for this overtime point, minute 30 to go before this crucial point, and we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. So we're looking at the summary right before we start this overtime point. 10 penalties, 5 ties, a lead change, and you see the largest lead there. And it's this again. It's been a back and forth matchup here in this the craziest game we've seen so far. It all comes down to this overtime point. 5 minutes on the board. Who's going to win this match? And the Knights still have that penalty. The penalty does carry on into overtime. 29 seconds on that penalty, and let's see on this breakout. And it looks like a clean break for both teams. 5 players alive for Yukon and 4 for the Knights.
Knight player up into the wall. They took the most ground coming out. Looks like they're trying to get out to the snake here, making a bump out.
Yeah, so in better field position here on the snake side is the Knights. They're on your screen. And here comes Evans trying to get out. And does he make it out clean? He does. So the Knights are back at full strength. Yukon still hasn't lost a body yet, but they are locked in that pocket. Nobody out wide on the snake side. They do have a body out towards that D side in D2. And then here comes the push up the center for Yukon. This could be a huge move. And the big run through. He gets all the way through before he gets stuffed. And he does take out his man. So nice run through there by Yukon. Now it's 4-on-4. Actually, I think the Knights might have lost another body. No, they still have 4 bodies left alive. There are still 4 bodies left alive for the Knights.
It's 4-on-4 still, I believe.
So right now, 4-on-4. 3 minutes and 47 seconds left to go. If there's a stalemate, I believe we go to one-on-one shootouts. And then now, on the move, Daughtry makes his move into the snake.
Good move, good move.
Yeah, that was a good move. And then trying to mirror that is Tluck, and he's able to make it out to the stand-up here. Not in the snake, though, and you can see there's Tluck on your screen. Loads a pod, and then coming out wide. Oh, Daughtry trying to get that shot. He's not able to do it.
Now, it's going to be key for these guys to keep Tluck out of the snake, because we all know what happens when Tluck gets in there. He goes to work.
Yeah, well, the player on the Knights that's at the stand-up can in the blue zone, he's shooting towards the snake side.
Nope.
He's really going to have to, no, he's not able to keep Tluck out. Tluck runs right through that lane, and then he bumps over. That's Evans. That's Evans who came out of the box. So now Evans repositions, and he's right behind Daughtry. So still 4 bodies alive for both teams, and they've done a good job of getting themselves into better field position. And there's better field position for Yukon. The Huskies over there, they are in the red zone on the D side of the field.
Yeah, there's a little wall on that side. We got Tluck on this side. Man, no one
Time
wants to
ticking
give
off.
an inch.
We could see shootout, man, because what happens is that once these guys ain't good in field position, unless we see somebody die out of their spot in the next minute and a half, we probably are going to go to a shootout, because with 4 bodies alive, that's still a lot of bodies, and nobody wants to be that guy in overtime that makes the mistake and sends your team home. So everyone plays extra conservative, really making sure that every single head check, every lane they shoot, every move they make is solid and sound. And right now, you can see that, the conservative nature of these overtime points here, as these guys all locked in their gunfights, and also going to be shooting through their paint. I don't think Tluck has any more paint on his back. Here comes the big move, though, on the D side of the field. He stitches them up. He loses goggles? No, he just got shot to bits. And I don't think he got a body. He did not get his man. He air bunkered that bunker.
He did. He thought someone was in that Dorito.
And there wasn't anybody there, so that's a mistake. Yeah. Couldn't see who that was for Yukon. It's all the way on the
sure
side
hope
of
it
the field.
wasn't counter-coaching on that side of the field.
It might have been. So now it's going to be up to Tluck and the rest of the boys from Yukon down a body here with just a minute 30 to try to keep the attack from the Knights from pushing forward, and they make a move on that D side. They get almost to the 50-yard line over there. They're at that 40 in D3.
You can see how the Knights are stacked up here. Knights looking good so far. Got some prime position, some real estate here on the Dorito side, trying to get that shot on Tluck.
So now, with a minute left, I'm wondering if this does go to a stalemate, who are these teams going to send out for the one-on-one? It's probably going to be Tluck for Yukon, and it might be Daughtry for the Knights. That's how you always know who the teams think is their best player, because when situations like this happens. When you play to a stalemate through regulation and through an entire overtime period, but Daughtry gets goggled up, and now it's even on the body count. So that could seal the deal.
Yeah, it did seal the deal right there.
Yeah, because that will take us most likely to a shootout.
Oh, no one's moving, man.
Yeah, no one's going to move. We are absolutely going to go to a shootout
under
here.
30 seconds now.
I didn't think we'd see it, but I think we're going to see it.
Oh, yeah, let's see it.
So, yeah, you send your hero out and hope to God that he can pull off that one-on-one.
This is like the olden days when the Army used to send one warrior out to face another warrior. Oh, man, here we go.
Yeah, so I think, that's it, man. We are going to be going to a shootout.
Here we do it. Let's see who they pick.
Oh, it doesn't get any more dramatic. Yeah. What a crazy game. This is the craziest game I think I've seen all year.
Just to get into the dance. Get into the dance, my friend.
Hey, man, NXL Vegas, it was an awesome event. We saw some great paintball there. Go to Barcelona. Let's check out the games in the Millennium, and those were some awesome matchups. But I have not seen a game this dramatic. And wow, we're heading to an overtime period here. We went through the overtime period. Now we're heading into, I believe it's going to be a one-on-one shootout. So, basically it gets to this. Played all through regulation to a stalemate. 5 minutes of overtime, another stalemate. It was 3 on 3 right there at the end of that. So send your hero out. Send your best player. Throw down in a one-on-one, see who wins, punch your ticket to Sunday.
It's like a dance-off.
Can't wait to see this.
Dance-off.
All right, so before we get to it, let's check in with Lauren real quick.
Zach Daughtry came off the field during that overtime there and said that when they realized that there was only a minute left, they wanted it to go to shootouts because they have better guys on their team than Yukon. So they're actually excited for this shootout. They think they're definitely going to take it.
Well, we're about to find out who's going to win this game and move on to play FAU and this one-on-one shootout. Let's check out this replay. So there's LeMontagne, and that's Garrett. So that's LeMontagne the younger. And then that big move over there on the D side of the field is he air bunkered D3. There was a nobody there. Yeah, and then, oh man, camera gets shot too. So everybody's getting shot here in this game.
Was there a flag on that one? Camera?
Penalty on the camera.
Gross major.
So right now it looks like the first body, the guy coming out to play for Yukon is Stingle.
Oh, really? Stingle coming out right now. Oh, man. It should be good. We'll see who's Stingle. Both guys with gross majors are going to face each other. Are you kidding me right now? Is that what I'm being told?
Well, no, I don't think Daughtry. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so what happens here in the one-on-one shootout, and it is interesting that that Stingle comes out as he just got out of paintball prison.
Yeah, he did.
And so they basically, yeah, so they choose 5. Each team chooses 5 guys, and it's 2 minutes on the clock, and it's the first to 2 points. So doesn't get any.
First 2
again does not get. Very rarely get to see this in tournament paintball, where we go with a Sunday implication game in a one-on-one shootout, and the first to go for Yukon is Stingle.
Who we got over here for the Knights? Oh, Daughtry. Daughtry up first for the Knights. Here we go.
Is it Daughtry?
Yes, it is.
It's Daughtry.
You got the chain on, sir.
Yeah, so is it going to be Daughtry for the UCF Knights or Stingle for the Yukon Huskies?
Here we go. Look at Daughtry knows what's up. He wants it. Oh.
So John Stingle representing Yukon, but right now on your screen, Zach Daughtry.
Getting focused in right now.
I mean, this is crazy. I mean, after Nationals last year, you know, again, if you're just tuning in, he had a pretty crazy accident.
This is some sportsmanship right here.
Yeah, I mean,
I like this.
Yeah, Daughtry didn't even know if he was going to have a big toe after an industrial accident at his work a year ago. And here he is, less than a year later, playing for his college, the first guy picked to come out and play one-on-one against John Stingle. So who's going to take this victory? Yeah, so I think actually it's a 1 minute one-on-one. As you can see that 1 minute on your clock. Yeah, so, and again, you know, John Stingle just got released from paintball prison as he got that gross major penalty earlier on in this match, served his time, and as soon as he gets out, the coach is like, John, you're the first guy to go. Get out there and get us a first point here.
Yeah.
And it's the first team to 2.
Yeah, baby, trying to earn your keep. Let's go.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to see after Stingle, they got to send Tluck out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Connor Tluck has been just clocking in doing work for Yukon. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's the confirmed kill count leader for Yukon.
That's what I'm thinking. They sent Stingle out first, you know, get the point there, and once they get that point, then they're going to send a Stone Cold Killer out.
Yeah, I mean, we've had so many dramatic twists and turns of this narrative here in this story. I mean, UCF got a terrible start. They started with, you know, they had gun problems, and then Yukon with the penalties, and the Knights with the penalties, and then you know, Whitney with that flag hang, then getting pulled, you know, penalty and cuss. I mean, it's been, the kitchen sink has been included in this game.
And about 100 flags.
Yeah, and so these guys are just pacing back and forth, just getting ready for the fight. I mean, we've been in one-on-ones before, so I know what's running through these guys' mind. You just want to stay as focused as possible. You really actually don't want to think too much. And you know, you basically you've trained, you've played, you have all the experience you have. You want to really get that, you know, that they call it that flow state. You want to be in the flow state when you get out there. You don't really want to overthink things too much. Just stay as focused as possible and just wait for that time to go off. So here the time now starting to go, 13 seconds. Is it going to be Zach Daughtry or John Stingle? Stingle on your left, Daughtry on your right. 5 seconds to go. The winner of this game will play FAU tomorrow morning at 10. And here we go, our first one-on-one of the tournament. Stingle going towards the snake side, unconventional. The stake is normally not where you want to be in a one-on-one situation. Zach Daughtry still posted up in the back center, and he's going to launch towards that D side of the field. Bigger bunkers to work with on that side, so it's a little bit better of a tactical decision. However, Stingle's right-handed, so I could see why he came this way, maybe feeling a little bit more comfortable right-handed going towards the snake. Now he switches left-handed, cuts inside, shooting that way, still in the same bunker. Daughtry in that stand-up tempo. Oh, and Zach Daughtry gets the shot on Stingle. Stingle got just punched in his stomach there.
That punch.
Yeah, he got shot right in his stomach. Looked like it broke on the belt of his hopper, or I'm sorry, on his harness. And so Daughtry gives a little wave to the crowd over, a little bow to the crowd. So Zach Daughtry will take the first one here. And yeah, awesome job there. And you can see John Stingle incredibly frustrated. So it looks like the next to come out here to try to save the tournament for his team, for Yukon, as Stingle, incredibly dejected and disappointed, crumpled to the ground as soon as he came into the pits, as we could see here. So look at, I think he gets shot on the belt of his harness. Yep, right there, and it breaks on him, and I think he got bounced too in his chest, so he got shot a couple times. So Daughtry, with that lane, zoned in. Daughtry, the hero for his team right now. They are up by 1. It's the first to 2. And if they don't send out Tluck, it's not Connor Tluck, it's Danny Ciofari. Now, Ciofari's been another really solid player for them, so I don't disagree with this play. Do not disagree with this play call here. I mean, yeah, we saw Tluck dominate out there on the snake side for a lot of this portion of this game. But, you know, hey, sometimes your best snake guy is not necessarily your best one-on-one. So let's check in real quick, 45 seconds with Lauren Kelly.
It sounds like Stingle went to the snake side for that first shootout because his sideline coach told him that Daughtry was going to be going to the snake. Daughtry switched at the last second. I think Stingle's pretty upset about that direction he got right off the bat.
Well, we should be more disappointed about the gunfight that he lost because he didn't even get in. It really just came down to him losing that gunfight. It had nothing to do at that point with any sort of information he got from anybody. You need to put that on yourself.
Yeah, left or right doesn't really matter. You got shot in the belly. That means your belly was in,
that's not even nicked in the hopper. I mean, that's your whole body was exposed there.
It's shit in the elbow or in your shoulder. No, you got shot in the belly.
So right now, here we go. Danny Ciofari, and it looks like Whitney coming out here for the Knights. Yeah, it is Whitney. So right now, Whitney deciding to go, again, right-handed towards that D side of the field. And then here comes Ciofari. Ciofari stays in the center, comes back, kind of readjusts there. It's a little unconventional. And he goes to the same spot where Stingle got shot. So if Whitney is able to pull off this one here, that will punch the Knights ticket, and they will be advancing to play FAU tomorrow morning. Ciofari going to go all the way up to the center. And I don't know if Whitney picked him up yet.
I think the crowd's helping him over there.
Yeah, so Whitney's going to pick him up now because he's definitely going to be able to hear that gun.
Oh man, nerve-wracking.
Michael Whitney right now locked in a gunfight with Ciofari. Danny Ciofari jumping over the top. He's not tall enough really to effectively gunfight from that center 50.
Yeah.
He has to jump over to get a shot. So might want to reposition here. He can only shoot out of that. And that is going to, time is going to expire. And so neither player got a shot on each other. And that is going to send the next guys to come out here. Who's it going to be? So again, you only get a minute to work with. And it's 5 guys, first to 2.
It might be their plan to just get that quick point and then just stall out the rest of the points.
That's a lot. That's a lot of points to stall out.
Yeah. It looks like the Tluck's coming out now.
So here we're going to see Connor Tluck coming out to try to save the day for Yukon. And who is going to come out? It is Evans for Central Florida.
Yeah.
Brandon Evans. Also playing very well for the Knights, mostly up in that center. And that's why he's wearing a bunch of paint. You see, kind of covered in old hits there, doing battle up in that center. And there, Connor Tluck, the snake star for Yukon, as the wind is now gusting and picking up. So it's going to be up to Connor Tluck. The Knights already with a one-on-one victory here in the one-on-one shootouts. So is it going to be Evans or is it going to be Connor Tluck? Brandon Evans on your right, Connor Tluck on your left. And on the breakout, Going back over to that right, goes all the way into D1. Evans,
down here
and
in Snake.
yeah, and Select goes right to his very familiar spot and stand temple behind the snake. Bunkery's been playing all tournament long.
Man. Oh, he's making that move.
Yeah, he makes that move. He's all the way near the 50-yard line. See if Cluck picked him up. Cluck just got bounced. Oh, no, it broke, and that is going to be a huge congratulations as Brandon Evans. And he's going to grab the flag and hang it up. And wow, what an amazing job by both Zach Daughtry as the pit for Central Florida explodes. And Brandon Evans is going to get checked out by the referee.
Oh, man.
What an amazing game we just watched here. You very rarely get to watch a paintball game like this. Tons of penalties, a close match, back and forth. The hang is good.
Throw a flag on the refs.
Yeah, and after that final buzzer sounds, you could hear the pit explode for the UCF Knights as they take the victory. What a great job by Brandon Evans and Zach Daughtry, winning both of those one-on-ones to send the Knights on to Sunday's competition, as they will be they're gonna punch that Sunday ticket. That's what you want to do when you're playing competitive paintball, is make it to Sunday. That's where all the important games are played. And that's why you play this game. Be a hero for your team. Everybody gets a chance to do it. So
congratulations to those guys. Well-earned victory here.
Yeah, so it looks like we are going to, we're going to watch a replay real quick here. So there's Connor Tluck, and I think he lost him because Connor Tluck comes out and he got shot on that first engagement. So what an accurate stream there by Evans. I mean, Tluck didn't give him much. Tluck came out real quick, just came right out, got a quick snapshot in, but Evans was posted. He knew exactly where he was, put that stream right in on him, and then he goes and hangs that flag for the victory.
That was a game. That was a game right there.
So let's check in with Lauren down in the pits of the winners.
Thanks. I'm here with Garrett Lamontagne and Brandon Evans. Congratulations on that huge win. That was the most dramatic match we have seen all weekend. Now, you hung the flag to go into overtime, and you probably heard Yukon screaming that you didn't make it, but what was running through your mind in those last few seconds when you had to dive in?
Well, I was at X. I looked over at the clock from the snake side, and I think I remember seeing 5 seconds left, and I just looked at the flag. I told myself I got to grab it and go. And I went, and I didn't even know, I thought I wasn't going to make it at all, and I just dove. And the ref was checking me, and he said that I core sampled my mask. So, but I think I got it, so.
Absolutely. You guys went into overtime. That was a stalemate, went into shootouts. How were you feeling going out for that shootout, wanting to make sure that Yukon didn't get a point to tie it up there?
I just wanted to go out and, prove to everyone that, I'm a serious paintball player. I knew I could definitely do this, and, I want to have a lot of fun out there, so that's what I did.
All right, we'll go celebrate with your teammates. Congratulations, UCF. You will be advancing on to Sunday. Back to you, Maddie.
So before we send it out here, and let's get a look at tomorrow's games. It's finally locking their position in to take on FAU after the hardest fought battle we've seen all weekend long. Not even close. That was the best game we saw out here. Hopefully these games you're looking at tomorrow are going to be equally as good. So it's FAU taking on UCF in the first one at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Then it's going to be Liberty taking on Texas A&M, the big-time favorites here to win this whole thing. That's the second semifinal at 11, and the final will take place at 1 Eastern time. So thank you guys so much for joining us here. 2016 National Collegiate Paintball Association Championships. I'm Matty Marshall with Kevin Arcia, and on behalf of Todd Martinez and our entire broadcast crew, we will see you guys tomorrow morning.